Hello, this is Crypto CJ, and it's the trade of the day, the Friday afternoon Zoom edition. Bitcoin has had a pretty good week, hanging around between 22 and 24, and it's shrugged off some bad news, so that's encouraging. Let's go to the chart. Okay, you guys should be seeing my Bitcoin day chart with the range. Can I get an amen?
Yep.
Amen.
All right, thank you. And I bumped the range up a little bit. We were around 22K last week or on Monday, and now we did punch over 24 for a while. As you can see now, it's at 22.7, down a little bit today. Lower volume on Friday, might sink a little bit more over the weekend. Last couple of weekends have been decent though, so we'll see. But again, it's I'm really hoping this, this 18 to 20 is the floor for the foreseeable future. News-wise, oh, this is interesting. Voyager seeks to reopen withdrawals. Okay. That's good news for people in that platform. This is not good news. Bitcoin balance on exchanges soars. It's actually contradictory from what I've been seeing on Ethereum. But overall, Bitcoin trending up this week. We'll see if we can close the week in the green. Did have a green candle last week, Sunday night. We'll see if that holds. Any questions or comments on Bitcoin? All right, Ethereum has done really well, probably with anticipation of the 2.0 merger, allegedly in August, September, probably December, who knows. It gets pushed back. It's in perpetual reschedule mode, seems like, but I saw an article saying it was about 90% done. Don't quite have it handy, but this was interesting. Ethereum bullish signal, 800K of Ethereum has exited the crypto exchange Gemini. It's usually meaning someone's taking it off an exchange, they're going to hold it, and that's a bullish sign. So that's a lot of Ethereum to put in one's wallet. And I've got this range from 1,000 to 1650. It's touched 1650 a couple times. We're, I think, at 15, yeah, just under, or 1539 now. So we'll see if 1500 holds over the weekend with the lower volume. Any questions or comments about Ethereum or the market overall?
Nope.
All right, everyone's pretty chill on this Friday afternoon.
Yeah, no, I think Ethereum's developing into a good coin.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I've got a bag of it. It's one I'm going to try to hold on to for a while, or at least until I see fear and greed index go from fear to very, very greedy.
Oh, that's improved.
It has. We're in the 30s now. As of since yesterday. So, there's been a couple times I've looked at this, and in June and July, and it's been in the teens or even a couple times single digits. So we've gone from extreme fear to fear. Woohoo! All right. Well, if there's nothing else on that, I will bounce over to Altcoin Alert and see if we can find some trades. My usual advice on Friday afternoons is to initiate a trade, today or tonight, go in small, be ready to ladder buy. The volume tends to have coins drop over the weekends, but again, the last few weekends have been pretty good. So I am on the altcoin radar view, so I have all the information. First thing I like to do is look at the AA score. I'm going to reload, make sure it's current. And I'm looking for very bullish values, 80 or higher, and we have 0 of those at this time, which is a little disappointing. We had a few on Monday, actually some blue chip coins, so that was easier to review. But since we don't have any on the AA score, I'll go to my backup sorts. Long-term sentiment and the elder impulse. Long-term sentiment is the sentiment score, just like it sounds, what people are talking about on Twitter. I call the word on the street. An elder impulse is a technical indicator, and you can read the description here by hovering over this question mark. I'm looking for bullish on both sides, and then that's something I feel is worthy of further investigation. So at this time, we've got very bullish on sentiment on uni, bullish on the elder impulse, DYDX, also bullish and bullish. Bitcoin Gold, I've never traded. I might look at that one too. All right, well, I've got DYDX and uni up here. Let's look at uni first. Start with the day chart. Again, this is just a habit for me. I want to see if there's room to retrace. Develop this habit during the bull market when sometimes it was hard to find retracements. We don't have that problem anymore. Everything's down 80 to 90% from its high. So you can see, uni was over $30, last fall. So plenty of room to retrace on that scale. Let's narrow it down to the 1 hour. Turn divergence off for the moment. We had a big move about a week ago, 42% from the 13th to the 16th, and pretty much sideways since then, and then now today dropping a bit. And so we were sort of a dip sequence that squeezed here and then bubbled out, and then just did one big dip, and then then a bounce, kind of like a dead cat bounce. Sneeze fake out. Okay. So, and then now we're hanging around the SMA line on the 5-minute chart. So that's as you know, that's my least favorite entry point. So we can set some alerts to see where we want to get in. We've got a little bit of short-term support here right around 684. So that would be a good place to get in. If your price alert, just right click anywhere on the chart, add alert. 684, and I like to put the information source. So we could go with a long-term sentiment, oops, or elder impulse sort. And there you go. I prefer indicator alerts on the 15-minute chart for my day trading. Put the divergence back on. Quick refresher, divergence is a disagreement between the indicators and the price action. This is an example of bearish divergence where the price action was trending up and the indicators were trending down a little bit. So you can put this on your chart, go here to your indicators, type in divergence, and there's a bunch of them, but this is the one I like. Divergence for many indicators by Lonesome. 13,000 downloads. It's also alert friendly, which I like about it. So on uni, bullish divergences have done pretty well, but not perfectly. This one did not do well. Actually, this bullish divergence dropped about 7%, but then this one kicked in and had a nice increase. So you could have ladder bought on the second divergence, you broke an even on your first one and had a nice profit, about 7% on your second one. So that's one way to go. And it's easy to put your alerts on divergence, just right click on there, looking for positive. Once per bar close, that's important. You don't want repainting. And then, long-term sentiment buy or elder impulse, or whatever you want to call it. The alerts I've been using a little bit more frequently have been the MFI and the RSI alerts, money flow index, relative strength index. Stochastic RSI is a little too sensitive, I think, for this purpose, but We can see here the MFI went below the oversold area. You got in a little bit better entry than the divergence, but it still went down and before it came back up. This one here was a really good entrance. It came down below the 20 and then bounced back up. Perfect entry point here. Got to move almost about 3%. I trade on leverage usually around 5 or 10x. So, 3% to me is usually 15 to 30%. If you're not experienced in spot trading yet, then don't use leverage. But for those of you who do, that's how we usually evaluate our trades. The RSI hasn't been as sensitive as the MFI lately, but it did pick up this move, drop below the 30, be oversold, and then trending back up. So that would have been about 1.8%, not bad, but then it did drop after that. So if your exit point was higher, say the SMA line, you'd still be in that trade. If it goes down here, say down to 650 or something, you'd probably need to ladder buy in that situation, or use that as a stop loss if you don't like to ladder buy. Setting an alert is pretty easy. Just click in here, add an alert. I like to go crossing up on 20 once per bar close, and then Elder Impulse. Okay, so that's about all I have for uni. Any questions? All right. The other one that was on that list was Didex. Go to the day chart. Yeah, it's had a big move in September when it was first listed on Binance, and then 80% drop since then. Had a pretty nice move from the 18th to yesterday, 27%, but gave back about half. The 5-minute squeeze bubble, 1, 2. Don't quite get a third dip on this one. One could say that's a dip. 1, 2, 3, and maybe you get in right about here. To the SMA lines, 2.5%, not bad, but we're not there yet, and we've probably missed this one unless it comes down, hits a 4th dip, and that might be one to consider. Price alert doesn't really help us because I don't see any support, that it's not already close to. I mean, you could put an alert on 221, it's 230, 223 now, so that's only a 1% move, but I'd rather put an alert maybe down here on the price, 217, 218, because that's where you're more likely going to get that, third or 4th dip. So that's one way to go. On a 15-minute, it's in a dip sequence on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, like a 4th dip. I probably want to see maybe another dip and then another cross above the 20 or the 25 on the MFI. This cross, though, didn't really help us. I think Bitcoin was moving like this and then kept dropping. That might be why I'm seeing this pattern on some of these other coins, including a couple I'm in. So again, you're going to set your. Okay, we could look at actually. Let's see what Divergence was doing with. Did get bullish Divergence a couple hours ago, but just went sideways after. This one dipped. These did okay. Yeah, I'm not sure whether I go with Divergence or a indicator on this. Sometimes I do both. A lot of times I'll do an indicator. Let's say bullish Divergence, And then I'll do a second confirmation alert on the MFI or the RSI to catch that trend going up. What's hopefully a recovery. Okay, any questions on Didix? Pretty similar to Uni. All right, let's see what else we can find. Ethereum Classic. I think this is benefiting from the Ethereum run up. You know, I've said it before. People don't want to buy, you know, Ethereum for 1,600, but they'll buy Ethereum Classic for, you know, 24 bucks. Got bullish on both long-term sentiment, Elder Impulse Daily. Let's check it out. This is something I'd probably rather short. I don't trust this pump. Day chart. Had this pump in March out of nowhere. I remember this. I think that was some whale collusion, but I don't know for sure.
If that follows Ethereum, according to me, Ethereum's about to do quite a long run up. So if that follows Ethereum, then that could be due for quite a long run up.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn between, you know, trusting the retail people to do that because it has Ethereum in the name, or that people realize, hey, this isn't Ethereum, it's kind of a crap coin, and with not much use case as far as I know. I know CryptNation, the CryptNation guys don't like it, so it would probably do a, you know, eventually take a dump when people realize it's not the same thing. But that's a good point. If it does continue to follow Ethereum, then it could keep pumping up. But on the, well, this is the hour, and we have that pump from July 16th, nearly doubled. So it's up 60% since then. But again, that's like Craig said, it's just like Ethereum at the moment. 5 minute. 1, 2, 3. Wow, that's perfect. 1, 2, 3 dip. Well, one could argue this dip is in the squeeze still, so maybe it's a 2 dipper. But then we get some nice movement on these indicators. That'd probably be good enough for me. You know, I made a nice 2.5% move. But at the moment, we're on the SMA line. Not a good place for entry. Short-term support. Pretty good right here, around 24.50. That might be a good entry. You put your price alert there. I think I'll do that. Elder Impulse. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that alert there. Probably expecting it to hit tonight or tomorrow. And then I'll reevaluate to see if I want to go long on this. I'll check Ethereum and Bitcoin too before I make any decisions. So, and then if you want to go with the indicators on the 15-minute chart, Divergence. This bearish divergence did really well. Unfortunately, it's at 2:30 in the morning for my time. But, you know, it dropped 8%. So that's a good move. But these others, not so well. This one did well. And these two pretty good as well. So, you know, bearish divergence has had some success on this token. I want to catch it up here. There seems to be some resistance. Yeah. So right about here at 26.25 or so. And then we've already got the MFI it didn't quite break the 20, just hit right on it. Actually, that might have triggered had I had an alert on there. And then, you know, it is moving up from there a little bit, not much, you know, about 1/4% or 3/4%. So you could also go with your alerts on indicators. Any questions on Ethereum Classic? Okay, what else can we do with Altcoin Alert? We could look for something to short. What do you think, Craig? Should we look for a short?
You could try.
All right. A couple ways to do that. I can check the AA scores for bearish. Keep is on Bybit, is it not? Is something we can short?
He keeps on Bybit. Yep.
Yeah. I think the volume's kind of low, but it's not something I didn't put it in my list.
I'll have a look if you like.
It's on BitGet spot. Huh. It's not indicating that it's here. Check it real quick on, I do have my Bybit account open at the moment. No, it's not on here.
Oh, it's not on Bybit.
It is not.
It used to be.
And maybe they kicked it off. They do that sometimes. Okay, no worries.
Well, that's an indication that it's that's a warning indication, not enough volume or yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty common. If something gets low volume consistently, the exchanges will kick it off. Mina, it seems like it's been at this 33.3 forever. So that seems odd to me. Luzel, I think we looked at. It's got a lot of bullish here, 12% up. Maybe that's due for a drop. Yeah, let's look up Luzel. All right, so we're gonna go the opposite on this one. We're looking for dumps. So on the day it came up, you know, in June up to about 20 cents. And then it came down to about 8 cents and then back up to 11. So we know it can come down, you know, so this one down here in May is 6 cents. That's when everything crashed. You know, the support I'm seeing here is right around 8.7 cents. So it's still got room to move from where we are, but I probably want to see a move up. You want to see this action here, like I'm seeing on the MFI. But you know, this time frame is too big to help us out. And let's get a better look. We had this big move up, but it has been coming down. You know, hit that high early this morning. It's dropped about 8% since. Come back a little bit. All right. So I'm looking for on something to short is something like this. You get a pump up, then it starts to come back down. This is like 1, 2, 3. It's not quite a 1, 2, 3 pump, but it's kind of close. I usually rely more on my indicators on shorts on the 15-minute chart. So you see this one here. Let's bring up divergence too. Yeah, none of these divergences did very well on this pump up. Eventually, you know, this one did. So I'm not loving that. On here, we had a breakthrough the 80, the overbought area, and then a dip, but it kept going up after that. That would be pretty ugly, actually. Yeah, up 19% on leverage. Yeah, I only do about 2x leverage anymore on shorts, so Probably would have ladder bought a couple times, probably around here. So if it comes down to where I was or pretty close to it, that would be profitable. But to get into this one, I would wait for another move. Like this one here, it came down, did pretty well. You know, came down 5.5%. That's really good. So that's what I would do. I would go with my MFI alert crossing down, value of 80 once per bar close, and I usually put my AA score if I'm using that. AA, what was it again? 32.6. Good to go. Looking for, that's my my weekend short. I'm in one already on Mina, which we looked at, you saw on the list earlier. Okay, any questions on the Blue Zell short? Okay, we'll do one more sort and then probably wrap it up, or leave it open for questions. We can also do, we can sort by, I used to use this more last year when the market was pumping. It's 1 hour projected range. That's kind of interesting. Usually the ranges are so much that they're not that useful, but this is predicting 2.27% in the next hour. You know, between down being down a little bit and being up 4.66. So that's interesting on Vtho. We haven't looked at this one in a while. So yeah, KNC. We'll look at VTHO. I don't think that's on my list. And we'll look at this as a spot coin. So I thought it was on Coinbase. It's not. So it's actually not on anything I trade. Well, Binance US. Some people use that. We'll look at a Binance US chart. Okay, on the day chart. This is one of those lower priced coins, less than a penny. Sometimes these can move pretty well. In November, it was 1.2 cents, but it's lost most of its value since then. Has come up last week or so. 45%. Gave that away and then popped back up. So this one's been really volatile. I don't know if the USD pair is going to have more volume. You see these horizontal lines, that means there was no trade. That's bad. I mean, you don't want to trade on something like this if the volume is really low. Let's try the USD pair is worse. So all right, well, since we're here, we'll go ahead and check it out. Yeah, this is just kind of, I'm not seeing any real great support. Maybe around this vicinity, this 0.0016 area might be a place for your price alert. And there's some more. Go up farther. Maybe go in small at this range. But this is one I would, near certain, I would just use a indicator alert. See divergence. Yeah, it looks pretty similar to some of the others we've looked at. So I would probably maybe go with divergence and then do a confirmation with one of the indicators. Maybe I've been using stochastic RSI for confirmations, sometimes a second or third confirmation. So we've talked about that a couple times already. You can click on here for your divergence. Make sure you choose the right one, positive, once per bar close. And so you got the 24-hour one in here. Yeah. Sort. I don't think I'm going to trade this though. And then you could do, you know, the alerts on your MFI or RSI as well. Okay, any questions on VTHO? VChain, Vthor chain? Okay. Well, that's about all I have for Altcoin Alert. Right at about a half an hour or so. Any crypto related things you want to talk about? Day trading, Altcoin Alert, other things, other crypto related matters? Man, you guys are
I'd
mellow.
like to ask you, CJ, about there's a bloke called, I think, Jim Rickards. He's supposed to have some book out that he's put out and bestseller, and he's worked for world banks and different places in US Treasury and places. And he's claiming that on the 27th of this month that from then on that the stock market will crash 80%. He says this is the fourth time it'll happen in history where we're really going down. And so I'm just wondering whether you think that there's
Okay, yeah, that would trash the crypto market as well on the 27th, huh? That's very specific. Is there, what
That's
event is happening on that day?
TPM, the Feds raised the interest rates for the third time in a row.
Well, that's priced in. Everyone knows that's going to happen. So, yeah, that's, I mean, it's possible, but most, you know, most market makers and followers of markets are predicting a 1 full point raise, 100 basis points. So that's the prediction. If it goes higher than that, I don't think it ever has. Certainly not recent, probably not in my lifetime, but that could do some serious damage. I don't know if 80%, but again, everyone knows we have to beat down inflation, and this is how the Fed's going to do it. So there aren't really any surprises. There could be a move down that much. I doubt it, but I'm starting to wonder about people who make these bold predictions about dumps. I mean, if you make that prediction and nobody pays attention, then so what? But if you do it and you're right, then you can broadcast it of what a forecaster you are. So I don't know. That's I'm skeptical when I hear things like that. But if this guy is legit and has a good track record of predicting such things, not doing it very often, then take that into consideration. And Tom, can you put that name of that book and that author in the chat?
I'll email it to you because I'm at work now. I don't have it, but his name is Jim Rickards.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
And
Yeah,
he's put out I've watched him on a webinar, and he's put out, I think it was the fourth one he put out on the same thing, but he went through the history of what's happened in history over the times. And I mean, he's a salesman, he's selling, he wants thousands of dollars to give you the coins of the ones to buy. What he's offering is the ones that are likely to survive, and he's going to short them in the stock market. And that's where he reckons you'll make your fortune.
All right.
As long as there's someone to buy them at the bottom.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, CJ, I just need to let you know that Kevin's doing a huddle right now, just starting. So I'm going to shoot off and have a look at that.
Okay. Well, shoot.
I know it's awkward.
Yeah. Because people are expecting me to be on today because I didn't know about that. So, all right. Well, we were going to wrap this up anyway. Anybody else have anything else they need to talk about or ask me about the market overall or Altcoin Alert? All right, I'll go ahead and then stop this here. Thank you so much for attending live. I appreciate that. If you're on the if watching on the recording, please check out the opportunities in the comments below. They help fund the channel, and have a good weekend. Hopefully we'll see you Monday.